All right, how's it going, gentlemen? How
I
we
am
do?
doing lovely. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. Archibald, how are you?
I'm
It's
doing
been
fantastic,
quite a
sir.
long time
It's been a
since
bit.
we've all fucking talked.
Well, now we are all going to reunite by listening to this really creepy dude named Glenn.
No. It's not just him. It's his band. It's his first band, but mostly him.
Okay, so it's a band that is led by some really weird, creepy dude named Glenn.
Glenn Danzig.
Is that like his stage name or is that his actual name?
No, that's his name.
Name.
It's actually a kind of cool name.
Yeah, too bad he's a
He's
fucking
not a nice
weird
guy. He's a
ass.
misfit.
Oh, oh,
You ready
this
for
was a
the puns?
mistake. This was a mistake. Um. Anyway, so yep, we're doing the Misfits today, and as we brought up Danzig, we're doing 5 Danzig songs, and then we're doing 5 songs with their singer after Danzig, Mikal Graves.
Are they still a band? Like, are they
Yeah.
still together?
Yeah.
When the fuck did they switch singers?
Um, the band broke up in '86. And then they started up again in '88.
So,
And then like Danzig went on to do his Samheim albums, and then just go as Danzig.
so
Then they did went to do a reunion album with Danzig originally, but it got scrapped.
I have heard one Danzig song, fucking
Mother.
Mother, and I hate that song.
Mother.
Really, I
think
fucking love that song.
I fucking hate it. I think it's
Not
horrible.
of course you
about to see our light.
Have you seen the music video? It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
weird.
Yeah, you should listen to the Misfits. It's way weirder.
It's
And we will
weirder
do
than
that.
that song. There's no fucking way.
All right, you know what? How about I read off the song list and we'll
Okay.
judge. We'll judge.
All right.
All right. So for our Danzig vocal songs, we have Vampira off their first album, Devil's Whorehouse, Queen Wasp, Earth AD, and then Hellhound. And then for Graves on the fronting vocals, we have Helena, Some Kind of Hate, Speak of the Devil, Lost in Space, and Angel Fuck.
I saw Angel Fuck and I was like, interesting. That's
Yeah, I wonder who the target audience is there.
It definitely doesn't sound like a Christian song to me. But Franz,
Talking to a lieutenant lesbian in a boonie hat. That's something there, Archie. That's beautiful.
I didn't say that.
You typed it.
It doesn't stop me.
It says Alex Archer to
Stop
everyone.
me.
It's a different one. There's
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Alex. You can say anything you want on here. Even though Dylan says it's family friendly, he's just fucking talking bullshit.
It's a fucking family-friendly television program.
The Manson family? Who are we talking about?
Well, I mean, Manson family, they can watch it if they want. I'm not specifically targeting them, but I mean, if
Yeah,
Charles wants to just watch, I'm not going to tell him no.
exactly.
Charles is dead, isn't he?
We don't discriminate.
Anyway, so
Charles wants you to think that he's dead.
Alex,
He wants you to think that.
anyway, so Alex, I don't know if we've given you the rundown of the rules yet. So it's melody or melody, and we rate each song out of a 5-star system, and we give our initial idea of what we think this band will be overall out of 5 stars.
Wait, before we start though, Alex, have you ever listened to these guys at all?
The Misfits.
Yeah.
My dad had 7 albums of theirs.
So
you've
that's
heard-
a yes.
So you've heard them.
I have.
Do you know like any of their songs really well, or is it kind of just like passing glance you've heard them?
I know a couple well, but other than that, I mean, I'm going to tell you it's the Misfits just because of Glenn Danzig's obnoxiously kind of beautiful voice.
He's got a good voice, but he's a fucking wackadoo weirdo.
Yeah, now he makes weird comic book porn fucking
What did you call it?
songs.
Verotica?
It's called Veronica or something. It's fucking weird. It's really weird. But all right.
Well, anyway, so I think we should, on that note, so like I said, we just rate each song, and let's give our initial ratings, see if they'll match up at the end of the video, or end of our podcast. So Dylan, you're going completely blind. Do you have any idea what you think?
I'm going completely blind. I have never heard a single song by them. I've heard one solo Danzig song. but I know that they're like the original punk metal band, and each song they have is about 34 seconds long. So they're either going to be a 1.5 or a 4.5. There's no in between. It's going to be one of those, and I'm thinking they're probably going to be around a 3 for me. That would be my guess.
All right, Alex, what would you listen to Misfits?
A 3.8.
A 3?
A 3.8.
A 3.8?
Yep.
See,
No.
I'd probably.
No. None of that 0.8 bullshit.
It's
either
3.5 or
3.5 or 4. Good man. Good.
a
We don't
4. All
fucking
right,
do
so
fractions.
I'd probably be anywhere from it's going to be a wide spectrum of either 3.5 or 4.5 for me. Anywhere in
You
there.
know all about the spectrum.
Hi, how you doing?
So,
I'm the captain.
you know what, Franz?
What's that?
You look like you're about to ask if your mommy if you can go out and kill tonight.
Good one.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
I don't know. I think he's on drugs.
No, I think he's saying you look like someone from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like one of those incest children.
It's a Misfits reference, but apparently you know them so well. So
I didn't say I knew him all that well. I know
Get
like
wrecked,
4 Misfit
faggot.
songs in general that I've listened to. I never said I knew him all that well. You're more the expert here, there, Archiekins. Anyway.
Yeah, more like Dan Jig.
Okay. Wow. You guys are good. Anyway, so I think
more like Glenn Food Stamps.
you got to come up with new jokes, man.
If you, Franz,
shit from like
Franz,
eighth
if
grade.
you were a singer of the Misfits, you would be Mikhail Gravy Train.
Sounds about right. Gravy guzzler. Anyway, I think we should get on to our first song here.
All right,
I do actually. I heard something about Glenn Danzig that I thought would interest you.
What's that?
He's creating like it's like a drink, but it's like kind of good for you. It's like a tea. It's called Glenn Lipton Tipton.
I knew it was going to lead something stupid. And
is he making it with the guy from Judas Priest?
Yeah, Ice Tea, of course.
Oh, and Ice Tea. Yeah, they're all hanging out together.
Imagine a feature from Ice Cube.
Could you imagine a band of Ice Tea, Glenn Tipton, and Glenn Danzig?
Yeah,
I would think I would burn everything to the ground.
They would sing a song called Cop Killer, and they would fully mean it. They would not. It would be serious.
Yeah, that'll be the new.
Except Glenn
song.
would be a little bit. He wouldn't be doing so hot during the song, I don't think.
Franz wants to start the song so bad. It's actually incredible.
I really do. I threw this together so hastily because I want to be on time for 9. Now it's 9:45. We aren't even on the first fucking song.
All right. We're listening to Vampira.
Okay, so gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the song?
I thought it was wicked fucking crunchy. Like, it sounds like it was recorded, like they recorded through like a toilet paper holder. Like, I couldn't make out barely any of the instruments besides the fucking drums and a little, like, it sounded like there was a guitar solo hidden like 88 fucking layers deep in the song.
Yeah. No, so what you said about the toilet paper thing might well could have happened. Like, that's what's great about the Misfits is that, like, you know, for their first 2 albums with Danzig, they were just, like, on their fucking own tape recorder bullshit. Like, that's how it all got around. That's how they gained the cult following.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I definitely would say they seem like a band that I probably I wouldn't listen to them on album as much, but, like, a concert would be pretty sweet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They definitely seem like more of a live experience than, like, just drive around the car, like, turn on the Misfits.
Like, I don't know. If you're angry, Misfits is the type of thing you want to fucking throw on.
I can see that. It definitely has that, like, fucking rage to it.
Can't hear you, Alex.
Alex, what'd you think?
One more time?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Take out your fucking headphones. Jesus Christ.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Unplug your headphones.
I'm supposed to have it running through my headphone.
Yeah, well, it's better when it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, what are your thoughts on the song, Alex?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I mean, like, I think it was a good one to start with. Just very fast paced, to give you the idea of, what the Misfits are about.
See, I
It
thought
really
it was.
shows you it really shows you that they were really starting to create a new genre, and they had no idea what the fuck they were doing, so they
Yeah,
threw
they
it
were just
together.
kind of going head first into it, not really knowing what the
And well,
destination was.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
obviously,
for sure.
over the next 50 years, developed it. But
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
but this is
definitely
from the
has
very
that.
first album.
It has the
exactly,
fucking primitive sound to it, like
Hmm.
yeah.
kind of like
Just
no,
very
yeah,
underground.
like what I was saying earlier. Yeah, it literally sounds like the garage albums that like really made them all in like mixtapes, like Metallica and shit. That's exactly what it
Yeah.
sounds like, except like in those I could make out a lot more of the instruments and stuff. This one I couldn't really, but I mean I thought it was okay. Nothing fucking that is gonna make me cry tears of happiness, but I thought it was
The
alright.
Glenn Danzig will never make you cry tears of happiness. Not unless you're into Veronica.
Not unless you're getting paid to be whipped by him.
Yeah. So all in all, I'd probably give this song about 2.5.
Yeah, I'd give it 2.5.
Alex,
Yeah.
2.5. We're all in agreement. All right. So our next song is Devil's Whorehouse 2. All right. So what do we think of Devil's Whorehouse?
I like this one a lot more than the other one. I thought
Yeah?
this one was actually pretty fucking fun. The
You
lyrics
could hear
are
a lot more of
definitely
the instruments.
Yep, the lyrics are definitely a lot more what I would expect from Glenn Danzig for sure.
Right.
It's all about fucking demon sluts, I guess is what he calls them. So I mean, yeah, makes sense.
He's a good guy.
I get why they're called the Misfits. This definitely wasn't being played anytime before or after Creed was being played on the radio for sure.
This was way before Creed.
But I'm talking about the genre of music, Franz. Or the lyrical content, should I say.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. Whose lyrics speak to you more, Alex and Franz? The Misfits or Creed?
The Misfits.
I know for Alex, it's definitely Creed.
Yeah.
Fucking loves Creed. Fuck Creed. That's another Malady right away.
All right. Alex, what'd you think of the song?
I loved every single second of it. All 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah. Misfits. I love that half of their words are unintelligible and you have to look them up. Because, like, that's the type of thing, like, you can... It leaves room for you kind of creating your own fucked up lyrics to it, and it'll still probably fit because it's a Misfits song.
No, yeah. But whatever you come up with, it's not going to be anywhere near as messed up as what he's coming up with.
Probably
You know
not,
what
no.
I mean?
No.
Dude,
He's
Glenn,
fucking Danzig. He's a weird guy.
Glenn lets you create your own story for the song, as long as the story involves
Glenn Danzigmeyer.
hookers and blood. You can come up with the theme behind the song, but it has to involve hookers and blood.
What about Hookers and Blow? Or is
I mean,
that a
sure.
different genre? Is that just rap?
I'm sure that would work for him.
All right, so I think I would give this song a 3.5.
I'd give it a 3. I'd give it a 3.
Alex?
Big 4.
Big 4?
Oh shit.
I love everything about
Bill.
that song.
All right, so I guess that puts us. Are we ready for our next song?
I guess so,
I
sir.
think we got Queen Wasp.
All right, let's check it out. Okay, so I've finally figured them out. They're like just the ultimate headbanger music.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to listen to them super active. It's not like Tool, right? Like you're not supposed to listen for each and every instrument. You're supposed to just turn it on, just headbang and fucking like mosh pit and just enjoy it, but not think too deep into it. It's just kind of like a fun casual band, more so than like what I like. It's not Blue Oyster.
That's the whitest way of
terms
explaining it, but yeah.
It's not like
A fun
Blue
band.
Oyster Cult in terms of
They're a fun
thrash
casual
stuff.
band.
Well, they are, and that's what their point is, pretty much. I like this song. I thought it was
That's
pretty
like
fun.
going up to the church and just walking to this little lady. Ma'am, would you like some easy listening music from a fun casual band? You should check out the Misfits. That's what that is.
Someone
That's
tells
it.
me an older lady would like Glenn's lyrics.
Yeah, sure, right.
She would like Glenn in general.
You think
I don't know. Have you
Glenn,
seen that man now? He looks like Tommy Wiseau, but worse.
you think Glenn goes after MILFs?
I think Glenn looks at his own titties and gets hard. That's probably what his inspiration for Veronica is his own movies.
Alex,
But
what'd you think?
yeah, this is just another 3
You know
song
what?
for me. Like I love the fact that, like I
I-
said, they're headbanging music, and like it just makes you want to fucking be in a mosh pit at a fucking show.
Mm.
But yeah, this is about a 3 for me. What about you, Alex?
Hit the nail on the head.
3.
You hit the
So
nail
we're
on
all
the
we're
head.
all going with 3 because I was gonna go with 3 too.
Okay. So
All
our
right.
next one is the title track for this album. That's Earth AD. Now go.
To point two things out. First of
What's
all,
up?
the cover art is actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, Glenn Danzig now looks like a base barbarian build in Diablo 3.
Like I said, he looks like a worse off Tommy Wiseau to me. You know, oh hi Mark.
Oh, hi, Glenn.
Oh hi Jerry.
Okay, so
Um,
my favorite thing about this band by far, and possibly the only thing I actually really like about this band, is the drumming.
mm,
The guitar and bass are okay, but I can't really make them out. It sounds like they're just hitting their instruments off of their amps as hard as they possibly can. Other than that, I mean, the drums sound great, and his lyrics, like, I know he's a good singer. I'll give him that, and he definitely is good for what he's doing. But I just have no fucking idea, like, what he's talking about, what he's saying. I can barely hear him. I don't know. I feel like if I were to see him live, I would definitely make out his performance a lot more so often than I would through the album. But
I want
I
to
would
say
say
yes.
the vocals are probably the downside of this entire band, at least in my opinion.
I want to say yes. You could probably hear his voice better live if he were still in his prime. He probably sounds like just a gurgling toilet now live.
I'm saying if I were to have seen him in like '88,
In his prime.
in the
In
'80s,
his
whenever
prime, yeah.
he was playing it.
Yeah, so I mean, like, and Danzig really is an acquired taste, but like, at least it's just kind of like a punk thrash metal type of deal. Like, this is really just more in the sense, music for just, it's anarchy. That's what it's supposed to be. That's just all behind it. It's represented in the
Yeah,
music.
you know what, Dylan?
What?
If Glenn were to talk to your mother, he would say, "Tell your children not to mock my words."
Mother.
Yeah, but then they'd fight, and I'd have to say to hell with him.
I'm sure your mother loves Danzig.
I guarantee you she does not. Like, my mom likes fucking Kenny Chesney. My mom likes Kenny
He wants to
Chesney.
fuck
A
Glenn.
little bit different.
Your mother likes what?
Kenny Chesney. I don't think would be the biggest fan of the Misfits.
Well, fine. Probably Billiam then.
You could have very easily been fucking Glenn Clay. Let's
Imagine me being named Glenn. I would jump off the fucking roof. Anyway.
I wouldn't not be able to call you Quagmire or Danzig.
Dylan tips.
All right,
Anyway.
so we have one more Danzig song.
We have one more Danzig song, and then we're on to the Graves.
So I'm gonna, after this next song, I'm gonna give you my rating of them with him.
Yeah. That's what I was planning on doing with this.
All right. So
All right,
let's check
so-
out Hellhound. He's got 1 minute and 16 seconds to really work me to his cause of hookers and blood. And let's see if he can do it.
Okay, so you remember when Timmy joined a band in South Park? Timmy and the Warlords?
Timmy and
I'm looking at Timmy!
the Lords of the Underworld.
Lords of the Underworld, yeah. So that's what Glenn Danzig sounded like singing this song. Was Little Tim Tim.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing. Absolutely. Alex?
Oh, yeah.
You know how when we're grifting
What?
and when
Talk
we're
about Diablo
grifting
3.
Oh.
Yeah.
and we empower it and we're fighting like 150 zombies at once, and all you hear is blades and from CPU rated enemies. Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
So I'm gonna give this song 3.5 just because it reminded me of Lil Tim Tim.
See, to me, Glenn Danzig sounds like when he was a child, he was repeatedly punched in the throat really hard.
And now
And
to
then-
compensate for all the emotional abuse, he just drinks cough syrup and sings like into a microphone.
It sounds like he has. Okay, this is what his voice sounds like to me. It sounds like he smoked a cigarette lined with cocaine, puffed the whole cigarette off one inhale, had it in his throat the entire time he sang the song. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he literally had a mouthful of fucking cigarette smoke, and he was just like, and he was singing without releasing the cigarette smoke.
I've done that. It hurts.
You've done that? You've sang a song with cigarette smoke.
Well, I mean, I sang.
Alex is trying
While
to tell us he
smoking.
wants us to listen
Yes,
to
I saw
Anthrax.
Alex. It's very nice. Gracious says, I'm proud of Mike.
He wants us to
Um,
listen to Anthrax. That's all he's saying.
No, he was showing the Misfits patch
No,
on
I
his
actually
dad's jacket.
don't.
All right. So overall, as a band with Glenn Danzig in it, I give him about a 3 just for the fact that they were pioneers in the punk rock, genre, and they really were a headbanger. And Glenn Danzig, say what you want, creative dude.
To say the least. Alex, what would you
Yeah.
give him?
I would give him 3.
See, I'm gonna go with See, I gave Tragically Hip a 2.5,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to give them a 2.5 because yes, they did create a whole new genre. Yes, they are talented musicians, but I'm just not the biggest fan of punk. I've never really been the hugest fan, so it doesn't sound as good to me. But I am not going to give them the same rating I gave Tragically Hip. They deserve a little bit better than that. So I'm going to go with a 3 as well.
Tragically Hip deserve a little bit better than that, but
Fuck
Anyway.
That's true, man.
They
I mean,
suck.
yeah, that's like, excuse you, that was
yeah.
like one of the 3 videos we got comments for, and that was pro Tragically Hip. So fuck you.
Yeah, well, I would rather not get a comment.
Yeah, but you can comment anything you want. It's like if you cut a guy's ankles off, his name's Tony. It don't matter.
Tony, Jesus fucking.
I don't know how you managed to slip that in there, but like, okay,
Tony.
I'm letting it go. All right, so let's move on to the second half of this video. Oh, wow, guys.
Oh, that's
Do
funny.
you guys want to make a band of 4 handicapped people and call it Tony?
No.
Alex, do you want to?
I'm definitely thinking about it. We should just be doing this entire video on fucking Connor for real.
Oh,
Pop
that gives
star.
me a good idea, actually.
We should do that.
We might not have a choice. But all right, so let's go to the longest song I've ever seen.
By Misfits, and it's my favorite song, actually.
It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Something tells me I'm going to like this singer more than Danzig, but I have no idea.
What is the name
So
of the
this
song?
first song is called Helena with the singer Mikal Graves. As I said, it's my favorite Misfits song. So
All right, let's check it out. So I feel like if Danzig were to have done this song and sang it in the style that this dude is singing it, this would have been a fucking fantastic song. The instruments were great. The guitar, this is by far the best guitar song I've heard by them so far. The drums were killer. The bass was killer. The production was great. I just didn't really like his voice that much. I feel like
Really?
if Danzig would have done this and actually would have like sang it instead of just going like in the fucking mic, this would have been a killer.
I don't know. So to me, this song's a 5. It's my favorite Misfits song. But that's just me.
I'd give it a 3.5 or a 4 because I really liked the music. Just maybe his voice is an acquired taste, and once I get used to it, kind of like with Blue Oyster Cult,
Right.
or fucking even Tragically Hip, like I started to like their music a lot more once I got used to not really caring for the voice. And I thought the song, I thought it was definitely a good song. Don't get me wrong, but it just seemed a little bit off to me. Alex?
Yeah. I mean, one of their singles, "Dig Up Her Bones," with this singer. To me, it almost sounds like Corey Taylor could cover that song, like, and it sound good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like their voices are almost similar in that one particular song, in my
Hey,
opinion.
shut the fuck up.
All right. Yeah, you're running the
I
show,
think
I
the
guess, Archie.
song two.
Huh?
A 2?
I'm giving the song a 2. A 2.
Why is that?
Because they aren't the Misfits without Glenn Danzig.
Dude, they did more as the Misfits than Glenn Danzig ever did with the Misfits. Like,
It
it's
doesn't
weird
matter.
when someone
There's no
says, "Oh, you
Misfits
listen to
without
Glenn Danzig's Misfits thing." Like, well, I get that Danzig was from, but like, Danzig's also a fucking asshole. And the reason
Here's my
he got
thing.
kicked out of the band because
Here's
he
my
was such
thing.
an asshole, and that's why they broke up.
Here's my thing. Killswitch Engage better with Bones or the original singer?
I can answer this question. Howard Jones is one of the greatest heavy metal singers of all time. Fuck Jesse Leach. He's okay. He's really not that bad. But I will not listen to Killswitch Engage without Howard Jones. I just refuse to. Why would I ever listen to a Killswitch Engage song if Howard Jones isn't singing it? I know. I get where Alex is coming from. I understand.
That's fair. I understand, but I'm just saying
But Alex, also one of your favorite, if not your favorite band of all time is Judas Priest. Tim Ripper Owens is not Rob Halford, but his albums were fucking badass.
But he's goddamn near it.
Wait, what?
I said he is goddamn near as good as him though.
Would you say Judas Priest with Tim Owens is still Judas Priest though?
No.
Oh, well, at least you're consistent on it. So you think the original singer basically is the band, and if you lose the singer, it's just not what it was?
Depending on what he did for them.
What band that changed the singer would you say is still the band?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it is a hard one because it's just like Van Halen. I mean, if you listen
does Pink Floyd count after Roger Waters left and David Gilmour took everything as far as vocals went?
1 second, Franz. Let Alex finish.
If you listen to Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, you probably drink water out of your toilet.
I'm
probably shit in the top of your toilet.
Were you saying something similar the other day about Sammy Hagar there, Dylan?
I was.
You probably
Alex, you're glitching out a little bit.
Mow the lawn with a broom. Like I said, you probably mow the lawn with a broom if you listen to Van Halen without David Lee Roth.
See, I kind of agree with you in the fact that I like Sammy Hagar by himself, but I will not listen to Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. It has to be with David Lee Roth.
Yeah, that sounds.
I would say, and to the Pink Floyd example, in a way, when they lost Roger Waters, I kind of understand, but also David Gilmour was the main vocalist the whole time. And he split songwriting duties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they lost. It'd be like that's like if Fleetwood Mac lost Christine McVie. They did lose a founding member of the band, but was it completely the band, even though they still have Stevie Nicks? Although when they lost Lindsey Buckingham, I would say they're not.
No, they went right out the fucking window
they're not
after Lindsey Buckingham left.
Lindsey Buckingham or Stevie Nicks.
They sued him, or he tried suing them for the rights to the music, because Lindsey Buckingham is also an asshole.
Well,
here's my thing. Here's my point. Is it Black Sabbath without Ozzy? It can
No.
be good.
No,
Absolutely.
it's
It can be with
it's
Ron
all the other
Casio.
guys with
It's
Dio.
unbelievable. And even with Ian Gillan, Black Sabbath is very good. But it's not the same thing. That is my point. It's
See, no,
what
no.
they've done for the band.
I agree with you in the simple fact that I think it's less about the singer though, and I think in the Misfits case, Glenn Danzig like really is like he is like the band personified. Like he really like the lyric.
Yes, he embodies the band.
Yeah. So in a way, like losing him loses like you know the guitarists and bassists and drummers, so they're whatever. But Glenn Danzig was like the misfit. Like that was who he was, and like the band was like basically revolved around him because he was like not just the face of it, but he was like
Well, it was him and Jerry only, the bass player, because they're the ones who started the band. And like you know, Mikael Graves took over a lot of the songwriting duties, but Jerry only was still writing, you know, words and lyrics along with that. So like you still have some, you know, to be fair, Helena is, you know, one of the first songs off of, you know, the Graves albums. So maybe they were still trying to find it. We've still got, you know, 4 other songs.
okay. Well, before we do that, I'll ask you. I know you like both of these. You like Alice in Chains with Lane Staley.
Lane Staley all the way, dude.
But you like Alice in Chains without Lane Staley too. Would you
Yeah,
say
I think the guy does a good job, and I like the new music they've made, but it's not the same as Alice in Chains was with Lane Staley.
So you wouldn't say
I
it's like the
completely
same
understand
again.
Alex's point, and I agree with it. But to say that they aren't that band at all anymore, I think would be an injustice to say.
I don't know. I kind of understand what he's
They
saying.
just aren't. They aren't near what their roots were anymore. I guess would be a better way to go about that. Like it changed a bit of direction because they added this new member who's such a I don't want to say a powerhouse, but such a forefronting member that like you can't help but notice the differences.
As long as we can all agree that without Freddie Mercury, Queen is not Queen, even with Adam Lambert, and Adam Lambert sucks. Can we all just agree on that?
Don't
Yeah.
ever say
Don't
his
ever
name in this
mention
scene.
his name on this Misfits podcast. We should have gone through a list of people not to mention for this podcast.
Franz.
Malady
Yeah, I was
for all of
gonna
them.
say let's do a melody on Queen with Adam Lambert. All right, let's Malady.
Let's put it this way. Have you ever heard a Rainbow song without Dio?
That guy I actually kind of like. What's the other singer's name? It's not Glenn. It's not. It starts with a G, right?
Who?
I'm trying to think of his name. I watched an interview with him because he was in a different band. It was actually decent.
Who?
Fuck, I'm trying to think. Rainbow. I'm trying to think of that singer's name.
Rainbow.
Alex, do you know who the other singer is? I can't think of his name.
No, I don't. But I know the guitar player is one of my favorite guitar players of all time.
Hold on.
Richie Blackmore.
Graham Bonnet. Graham Bonnet really isn't that bad. He's actually
John
decent.
Bonham.
John Bonham's a fucking tank. Oh, Graham Bonnet was in the Michael Schenker group that you were telling me about earlier today. He was the lead singer.
He is, actually. You're
And
right.
Alcatraz. He sings for Alcatraz, too.
Yep.
All right, well, you know what?
Alrighty.
We are going off on a big tangent here. Let's fucking finish our video.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking plow through the next 5 minutes in songs so I can go eat dinner.
All right, well, we'll do a speed run then.
Fucking
we're
10:32.
listening
Well, I mean,
to
we're already doing a speed run. They're all a minute and a half.
That's true. So the next song is called Some Kind of Hate. So this is the best song I've heard by them yet. And this is a Danzig song. You know that, right, Franz?
Really?
Yeah.
No, this came off of
that's Glenn
96
Danzig.
album.
Franz, that's Glenn Danzig singing.
That's
He wrote
Glenn
Sucker.
Danzig.
Goddamn.
You couldn't tell by his voice?
Well, I mean, you know what? Now that I think about it, you're right.
This is, see, what I was saying earlier.
Now it's a Misfits song.
When I couldn't hear Glenn Danzig, I didn't really like the band as much. This song, he was clear. You could hear him. You couldn't really make out the lyrics because he does sing very jumbly and warbly. But no, this is the best song I've heard. I'd give this song a 4. I actually really fucking like this song.
4. Yeah, I'd probably give it right around the same thing. It very much kind of reminded me of the Ramones in this song.
Yeah, no, I definitely. Ramones are like fucking The Clash.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, you see, you know what it was? Because when I looked this up, it said the release date for this album was February 1996, but what I didn't read is that it was originally recorded in 78.
This song was recorded in 78?
No, the album that this was off of was recorded in 78, but
I
it
take it
wasn't
they
released
remastered
until
it?
96, so that's why I was confused.
I take it this is remastered, though, because the
No, they never
production...
released it.
No, but I mean, like, they fixed it in the production booth, because this sounds way more clear and concise than their other stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't think they remastered it. I think that's just what it sounded like once they got picked up by a record label.
Well,
And
I really like this song. I thought this song actually kicked ass. Alex, what'd you think?
I give it a 4.
four for
The
all of
song
us.
tears. The song tears ass.
All right, so let's hope that I once again didn't pick another Danzig song, because
Well,
otherwise,
let's hope you did.
well,
I'm just
yeah,
kidding. I'm just
yes,
kidding.
but also no. So our next one is "Speak of the Devil."
So the song was awesome. I really liked the guitar and the bass and the drums, but wasn't the biggest fan of the vocals.
That seems to be a reoccurring theme. And to be fair, Misfits in general are an acquired taste, and as long as you can take away with some things you liked about it, I think that's a win in my book. This one's probably a 3 for me.
I give
I
the
don't
song
have a
a
whole lot
3.5.
of notes for it.
I thought the fucking instruments were great. See, what I feel like if they would have come out like 5 years later with like better recording equipment, I feel like
The
I
singer?
would have. Huh?
The singer would have came out.
No, the band. If they would have started like 5 years later, with better like recording equipment and everything, I feel like I would have liked them a lot more because I do like that like industrial like fucking garage crunchy sound that they had. But I mean, I can only listen to that so long before it starts to like hurt my ears because I'm really trying to focus and make sense of everything that's happening, and it's just too much shit going on at once. But so I
Because you're a
mean,
little bitch boy, but
as
that's
as
okay.
they get into the later albums, they definitely musically like instead of just playing fast and hard, like they definitely have a lot more talent musically towards the later songs we've been listening to. But yeah, no, I like these guys. I think
All right.
they're
So
I've become definitely accustomed to them, starting to enjoy them a lot more.
awesome sauce, I think. So our next one is "Lost in Space," our second to last one.
Well, wait, hold on,
Excuse
Alex,
me.
what'd you think?
Oh, I
Excuse
forgot. I'm
me.
sorry, Alex. I forgot you were there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 2.5.
That's more than I thought he was going to give. That's fair.
Yeah, well, because you're crying, I added the half.
Why
What?
are you giving it 2.5?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I really like the music behind it, but it's really just the fact that he's trying his absolute hardest to sound like Glenn Danzig, so much as he's adding in Glenn Danzig's ad-lib style behind it.
For sure, yeah,
He
for sure.
really
Like that.
is trying to sound just like Glenn Danzig, and I don't respect it because I can respect it if you turn the band into a different path, but if you're just trying to like replace him and do the exact same shit as him, why the fuck join the band?
No, I definitely agree with you. He's definitely he's not really turning it into his own thing. He's trying to like just keep it on the same path. I agree, 100%. Just
Well,
not
that's-
as.
I'd say
great
that's a
as-
pretty fair speculation.
All right. Well, in that case, let's move on to our second to last song, "Lost in Space."
All right.
I will say one thing about this band: they are heavy as fuck. Like they are really fucking heavy, for
Oh,
sure.
for sure, dude. Like I said, they really paved the way for punk rock. So you know how you guys were just saying, like he sounds like he's trying too hard to be Danzig, and to a certain extent, I can agree. But like this song it sounds like they're trying to go musically, they're trying to go for old Misfit style, just the playing fast, but you can hear every instrument. And he brought something different to the table as far as vocals go this time, as opposed to trying to be like Danzig. And
No,
I thought
yeah.
it sounded good.
I was thinking the same thing. He made this one was less more him trying to imitate and creating his own thing. I still wasn't the hugest fan of the vocals, but I did like his vocals in this song more than I have in some of the other ones I've heard. But I wasn't really focusing too much on the lyrics. I was listening to the music a lot more. And the music was pretty fucking heavy and brutal, and I really like the music. The only thing is it seems like their lyrics, like, not that lyrics make or break a band at all, because you could have a band that has the worst lyrics of all time but still sound phenomenal. You know what I mean? Um, their lyrics seem like they're trying too hard to be crazy, though. You know what I mean? Like, this song's about giant spider monsters. Like,
Well, I mean, like, it's the same thing with Blue Oyster Cult. They always wrote about crazy shit, and with the Misfits, it being these one of the very first punk bands. A lot of what their style was, what they wrote about, was just horror and the horror genre.
okay, I agree with you in a sense, but we can't keep calling them one of the first punk rock band, because I mean, this album
Especially
came
in
out,
'99.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's
this is
exactly
true.
what I was gonna say. This album came out in '99. At this point, every single band was trying to be punk rock. Fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater was out. Everybody was listening to punk rock on their skateboard. Like, at this point, and this song definitely sounded to me like a song you would hear in a Tony Hawk video game, for sure.
Yeah, and like on top of that, like I said, musically it sounds like old Misfits, and as you said, everyone's trying to be punk at that time. Maybe maybe the rest of the band was trying to like kind of go back to their roots. They're like,
I
hey,
can
hey, Mikhail, you're here too.
I can definitely
So,
tell that what's his name, Travis Barker from Blink 182. He
mhm.
definitely um
Drew a lot of influence
drew a
from
lot of
this guy.
influence from this drummer, for
Oh yeah.
sure. And Travis Barker's a great drummer, don't get me wrong. But you could definitely see the influence. Alex, what'd you think?
So okay, see this hand?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shit. You see this hand?
Shit.
Come.
The song was a mixture of shit and cum.
Come stain, shit stain is what that song was.
Meaning he liked the music
First of
but still
all,
hated the vocals. I think that's what that translates to.
you can like, okay, what am I trying to say? I guess you can try to put an influence on a song, and like, because even old Misfits like Glenn Danzig, they would talk about Psycho. They have a song called Psycho about the horror movie Psycho. But at this point, when you're talking about, giant spiders, and then 10 seconds later, you say, I'm gonna war. You're
You sound like an old
not really gonna
rambling
lose me.
drunk.
That's what the singer sounds like.
On top of that, voice sounds like shit.
Gee, I was wondering when that was going to pop up again.
What'd you think of the actual instruments, though?
The instruments are fantastic, but you can have Queen still, but you have Adam Lambert at singer.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When you listen to a band, would you rather listen to a band that has the worst band but the greatest vocalist, or a shit vocalist with a fantastic band behind him?
Shit
Which one would
vocalist,
you rather
fantastic
listen to?
band.
See, I would rather listen to a shitty vocalist with a fantastic.
Vocalist.
You'd rather hear a good vocalist?
Yeah.
That is true. You always were more of a singer than anything else. You always gravitated a lot more to the singers. I respect that. I think most people are like that. That makes sense to me.
So I'll give this song a 3.5.
I'd give it about a 3. I'd give it a 3. Give it
And then
because
Alex
at
is
this
going to give it
point,
like a 1.7.
I was thinking of 2, dick.
yeah. How dare
Alright,
you
so-
underestimate him? But one thing I do want to say about this band, though, is that the more I listened, so the first couple songs I listened to them, I didn't really like because I was getting used to them. Then, like, songs like 4 through 7, I got used to their sound and I started to really like it. And now I'm starting to realize that they're playing the exact same thing every single time. Like, there's not a lot of their most different song was that Helena song.
Yeah.
But it seems like all the other songs besides that, it seems like they're really just playing hard, fast, aggressive, and having weird, crazy lyrics. And
Yeah. That's what the Misfits were.
Yeah,
and
no, I
everyone loves
respect
it.
that that's who they are and that they created that whole fucking subgenre and everything. And they might as well, why fix what's not broken? I do get that. But I would like, and maybe it's just because we're listening to the deep cuts or whatever, but eventually I would like to hear them, even if they just add a little bit of progression to it, like starting off slow and then getting heavy, or getting really heavy and then having a breakdown. But there's no
Kind of like
breakdown.
Helena had.
Yeah, there's no breakdowns, there's no progression, there's no real substantive changes throughout. It's just like, yeah, it's just the genre.
Like I said,
And I think that's
the
just the
whole idea
genre,
of
though.
punk rock is anarchy, and for the first few songs, you definitely said like none of it sounded like it blended. And that's to me, I think that's what represents anarchy best, but I could be wrong. So all in all, so I will say this right now. So we've got what 2, 3, and 3.5 for ratings. So that was it for the Mikhail Graves song. Because as I'm realizing, "Angel Fuck" is also a goddamn Danzig song.
Okay, so you want me to give my review of how they are with Mikhail Graves?
Yeah.
I would give them with Mikhail Graves a 3, same as I gave him with Danzig. But I might boost up my Danzig sound based on this next one because I really like Some Kind of Hate. So if this next one is really good, the Danzig song, I'll bump that up to a 3.5. But as of right now, I'm going to keep both versions at a 3 because Danzig was a better vocalist and the instrument sounded good, but you could tell it was really primitive, right?
Mm-hmm. Whereas it's the opposite now.
It's the complete opposite now. Is that, and even though I know we were making fun of Danzig a lot because it sounded warbly and kind of like, but it does. It does kind of sound cool. It really does. Like, it does take a while to get used to, but I can see myself like enjoying his stuff more. But the instruments got a lot better and more clear as time progressed.
So, Alex, what were you gonna say?
If you want to hear a Glenn Danzig Misfits song, you listen to Where Eagles Dare.
Where Eagles Dare? I'm writing that one.
Where Eagles Dare.
Is that a single? Is that like
I
one of
might
the most
listen to
popular
it
songs?
just because it is such a good Glenn Danzig song. And I feel like that's where you're really going to develop your love for Glenn Danzig.
We'll have him listen to Die Die My Darling too, because he hasn't even heard the Metallica version apparently. Which, good for you. It's awful.
Is that off their Garage album or whatever?
It's their first single. It's Die My Darling.
The only Metallica covers I really liked were Turn the Page, Tuesday's Gone, and Merciful Fate.
Excuse me, Am I Evil?
Covers.
I didn't really like their cover of Am I Evil. But once again, I'm not the biggest King Diamond fan. I feel like I would really if I started listening. Wait, what?
Diamond Head sings Am I Evil.
Diamond Head? I thought it was King Diamond.
Yeah.
I think you're
No, it's definitely not King Diamond.
Well, Franz, have you ever listened to King Diamond?
Probably not. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind. All right, so let's just move on to our last song.
Out.
Wait, actually, no. We have to give our. I gave mine. I gave him a 3. Franz, what's
Alex,
your review?
I think you were holding up a 1 finger for a 1. Is that what I'm reading?
I was saying, hold on a second, but a 2.
A 2? I would give him a 3, just mainly because, as we explained in our Alicia Keys video, 3 can be either or. And to me, I've heard the singles, I've heard a couple singles with Mikhail Graves that I honestly like and think sound good. But that's not everybody's opinion.
Well, that's why we're asking your opinion, not your opinion.
Like I said,
opinions.
It'd be a 3 as far as Mikhail Graves go. It could go either way. They're kind of neutral in that regard.
Understandable. All right, so let's check out our last song.
This next song.
Angel Fuck, ending on a Danzig.
The nice, beautiful name of Angel Fuck. All right, well, we'll let Alex start it off then. He seems passionate.
All righty.
I love this song. This is actually at the same album as Where Eagles Dare.
Yes, Stack H.
Maybe it's just me, but, first of all, Glenn Danzig, whether he or not, has a great voice for what he has. And he really just
Alex, you're
embodies the Misfits as a whole.
You're kind of
And the
glitching
song
in and
really
out.
just
Can you say that
shows
again?
you. Basically, what I'm saying is, let me get closer to my router.
Really snug up
Glenn
real
Danzig
nice and cozy.
is the Misfits, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
See, I'm
That's
going
what
to
I'm
agree
saying.
with you on that one. I am bumping up my rating for them from a 3 to a 3.5 with Danzig. I just like Alex, I fucking love this song. This one and Some Kind of Hate are probably my two favorite songs I've heard by them. The instruments sounded great. The lyrics were typical him. This was probably the best he sounded like in one of their songs. Like, it was the most clear. It definitely had that, fucking Tony Hawk vibe to it, even though.
I really thought it had like a lot of Britpop vibe, like the Ramones did, like
No,
you know,
yeah, no, it
that
sound. I
era.
was thinking it sounded exactly like it definitely sounded like the Clash and the Ramones for sure. His voice specifically, just a heavier version of those two.
I really liked how bass heavy this song was. I'd give this song a 4.
I give it a 4 for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4.5.
4.5. All right, so that was our last one. So what do we overall? We're just sticking with 3.5, is what you would said, Alex or Dylan for.
Well, okay, so for our overall rating, I am
Yeah,
going
how are we trying to divvy this up so it's fair and even?
I'm going to agree with Alex. I think that when I think of the Misfits, it's definitely Glenn Danzig's thing. And yes, the Misfits, they're still the Misfits with Michael Graves or Mikhail Graves, whatever his name is. But if I'm going to judge them as a whole, I'm going to put a lot more prudence into their original lineup and the lineup that really embodied them mostly as a whole. So as a total, I'm going to go with a 3.5.
3.5. I'd say I'd probably go around the same deal. And part of the reason why the Misfits broke originally is because, it was very vocal heavy. Obviously Danzig, and I think that's why you do see such a shift in the music itself. Like once Mikhail Graves goes on to play, like the music itself, it just becomes a much more clear, there's more progression.
Yeah, they sold out.
It's more structured. The music itself is more structured. It's better. But then there's Mikhail Graves, who's just sort of filling in the gap of vocals. And so I guess I feel like the Misfits really just had a power struggle between Danzig and them as to what got made. And
No, I can definitely see that because you can definitely tell a pretty clear difference in the bands between both. So Alex, I take it when you give them a rating as a whole, you're going to rate just their Danzig. You think of just Misfits as just Danzig, right?
I do.
So what are you?
And
what
it's
would you
gonna
give
be a 4 with Danzig because I've heard a lot of Misfits.
So you're going for
And
a
I
4
know.
in total? What'd you say? I just saw you mouth words and nothing came out.
Yeah, I just said it's gonna be a 4.
Just
A 4?
All right. Okay. I mean, so a 4 and 2 3.5s. Franz, that's what you gave him, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. So yeah, no, I didn't think I was gonna like these guys at all. I thought it was gonna be way too just punk for me, and it was very punk. But I did end up appreciating it a lot, even though I don't really like the genre that much. But no, Franz, you surprised me. I think this is a good pick. It's definitely something different, a lot different from Alicia Keys, which we did last time.
Yeah, that
The
far
Misfits,
stretch.
the Misfits and Alicia Keys definitely.
Yeah, they should do a
Two
collaborative
completely
album
different
together.
bands. Oh, I'd listen to it.
We were just saying the other day that her
Angel
voice
fuck.
is heavier things.
Imagine her song "No One" with the lyrics to "Angel Fuck" instead. Angel.
Angel fuck. Anyhow, so I think I'm gonna go eat some fucking dinner because
Well, wait, before you leave.
Hmm?
Before you leave, we have to say what number 10 is going to be.
You want to take the road on this one, boss?
Oh, I'm taking the road. So, number 10 is going to be one of my absolute favorite bands of all time and one of my top 5 favorite musicians of all time. Like I said earlier, I would combine all the
Knock
guys from.
drop.
I would combine all the guys from Tool, just saying they're all like one instrument because they're all just a cohesive blend, right? Then I would set Tony Iommi's up there, and I was shifting between who was it? Oh, like Eddie Van Halen and somebody else. I'm going to say this is probably my number 3 favorite musician. I would put him over Eddie Van Halen because he also has the vocal component. And the band we're doing next episode is Dire Straits, led by the absolute legend Mark Knopfler, who is just a fucking beast. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah,
So,
I'm excited, man. Hopefully you can sway me because
I
I've never
can
been the biggest Dire Straits fan. I respect their musician. I respect how good of a musicians they are. It's just I've never actively listened. So
See-
hopefully you can convert me here.
The problem with doing Dire Straits next is going to be obviously I can't pick Money for Nothing or Sultans of Swing or So Far Away, or I am going to pick Romeo and Juliet because while it was a single, it wasn't a very popular single. Like, it's not the most popular song in the world. I am going to put Romeo and Juliet on there, which is my favorite fucking love song of all time. But like, I can't use, what the fuck is that song that was in the Benchwarmers? Walk of Life. Oh, I've only listened to Brothers in Arms, their entire album. I've only listened to it once all the way through, and there are a lot of fun, good songs on there. So there's going to be like 2 songs of the 10 I picked that I have heard before. The rest of them are going to be completely brand new to me. And I know you've never really listened or gave Dire Straits the time of day. So it should be all new for you, and I'm really hoping you're going to fucking like them because they're one of my favorites.
All right, so Alex, it was a pleasure having you on the podcast today, even if you are a prick. Good seeing you, boys. I miss
Thank you, Franz. I greatly appreciate it. So, I have something to say.
You're gay. We knew it.
Did you guys listen to Child in Time?
Child in Time? Oh, that song you sent me, right? No, we haven't got a chance to listen to that yet. I was thinking about picking Deep Purple, actually, because I've only listened to Highway Star, obviously Smoke on the Water, and Space Truckin', and I really fucking like their guitarist and Ian Gillan, and I was thinking about picking them, Judas Priest, the bands I was talking about earlier today. Those are probably going to be some of my next couple ones that I pick. I hope Deep Purple is going to be like Blue Oyster Cult, and they really actually blow my fucking socks off with how good they actually are.
They're a different genre for sure, but I think it'll be good.
Well,
they actually really heavily helped develop the double kick in drumming.
No shit.
Fun fact.
You can tell.
All right,
like,
gentlemen.
Star, dude.
I'm gonna go stuff my fat fucking face. It was good seeing you guys.
Oh, none of us are surprised, Franz. All right, adios, everyone.
Later.
Have a good one.